Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, October 7th. Over the next few days, we will have some breezy winds over southern and western areas of the Great Basin. However, winds will not be overly strong, mainly just wind gusts in the 20s. However, very dry relative humidity will continue in the single digits during the day across Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip, and then poor recoveries at night. We will see a bigger change to our weather this weekend with a cold front moving in. Looking at our near-surface smoke forecast with southwest to west flow, we will continue to see smoke impacts from California fires, especially across western and northern Nevada. However, also this smoke will move back up north into southern and central Idaho by later this afternoon and be somewhat hazy across Utah as well. Similar pattern in the 6,000-foot smoke forecast, again that smoke pushing further north back into Idaho. No precipitation or lightning over the last 24 hours, and light initial attack across the Great Basin. However, we did have a new fire, the Meridian Fire over eastern Idaho, that is not indicated on the map. Over the last 7 days, very dry conditions across the Great Basin, and even over the last 2 weeks. Our last cold front nearly 2 weeks ago again brought precipitation to the far north, but this was even below normal for the time of year with very dry conditions elsewhere. This is reflected in our current point ERC map, showing ERCs above the 90th to 97th percentile across much of Utah into southern and eastern Nevada, and even further north and west, ERCs are above the 80th to 90th percentile. Currently, our ERCs, you can see over eastern Idaho, where we had our fire yesterday reported, ERCs are at record highs for the time of year. So again, fuel moisture in Idaho has certainly rebounded and ERCs have climbed again. Further south, ERCs again at records or above records across all of Nevada and Utah. 10-hour fuel moisture is most critical across Nevada and Utah and the Arizona Strip, but also very low across Idaho. Looking at our satellite image, we just have a weak area of low pressure that will move across the Great Basin, mainly bringing some light cloud cover to western Nevada this morning, but not expecting any precipitation. This feature, again, will be responsible for our slight increase in winds over the Sierra Front and over southern areas of the Great Basin. But again, most of those wind gusts in the 20s and only some areas seeing wind gusts near 30 miles per hour. Looking at our weather pattern for later today, again, you can see that area of low pressure. Again, some moisture, just enough for some cloud cover, but that really is about it. No high risk, just critically dry everywhere with just a little breezy winds. And again, you can see the winds today over southern Nevada, just a little breezy in the south and along the Sierra Front, mostly in the 20s, with some gusts potentially around 30 miles per hour, but single-digit relative humidity in the south and teens up north in Idaho. On Thursday, we continue to see that southwest flow, no high risk, generally just breezy conditions. The winds will increase a little bit on Thursday over southern and eastern Nevada into southwest Utah and the Strip. Again, gusts in the 20s, right around 30 miles per hour in some of those spots, although RH will come up just a bit, but be right around 10%. On Friday, we will continue to see those dry conditions. We'll be watching the next cold front. Right now, it's looking like this cold front is a little bit more delayed than what earlier models showed the last couple of days. So Friday, again, still be a dry day with no high risk issued. Looking at our wind picture, winds on Friday a little bit lighter than Thursday, but still gusts in the 20s over southern Utah and gusts in the 20s over parts of northwest Nevada as well. Relative humidity, single digits to 10 to 12% across Nevada and Utah, and again, still teens up north. No forecast precipitation through early Saturday morning as that cold front will come in through this weekend. So looking at the weekend, on Saturday, that cold front finally drops south and east. Right now, it's looking like the moisture, again, is a little bit more delayed, so we will likely see windier conditions with still dry conditions through the day much of Saturday. So we do have high risk for much of northern and northwest Nevada up into Idaho as that front moves in. We will see this moisture move in late in the day towards evening, but again, initially we will see those windy and dry conditions. So we still do have some fires along the Sierra Front and also a new fire in eastern Idaho. So those will all be impacted by the gusty winds and dry conditions on Saturday before that front moves in. But you can see there will be moisture moving in eventually, bringing us that higher humidity and some precipitation along with cooling temperatures. As we move into Sunday, that front quickly sweeps into the northern Rockies. It will push our strongest winds over the southern areas of the Great Basin, which is where it will be coupled with low relative humidity. So our high risk on Sunday is pushed to the far south. We will still see windy conditions across the rest of the Great Basin, but again, relative humidity will be increased. We will see some precipitation, and we will see cooler temperatures to drop that fire danger in the north, at least temporarily. On Monday, northwest flow continues, so still breezy northwest winds, drier conditions, but still we'll be recovering from some of that moisture in the north. And on Tuesday, still a ridge in place. We will be watching this area of low pressure moving up towards Southern California, which might push some moisture into coastal areas of California. But again, still the Great Basin in the south will remain dry through early to mid next week. The forecast amounts of precipitation are shown here. Again, with that cold front, the northern half of the Great Basin is the most likely area to receive that moisture, and the better chances of wetting rains is the further north you go. So central, eastern Idaho, and Wyoming will have the best chances for wetting rains and higher elevation snowfall, as snow levels will likely drop possibly below 7,000 feet in some of those areas. Further south into northern Nevada and Utah, we will still see some areas of wetting rains or new snowfall in the higher terrain. But again, the higher terrain is going to be the most likely area, with precipitation a little bit more spotty and showery as you get into the lower elevations and a little bit further south. Still looking like the southern third of the Great Basin will remain dry with no precipitation. Looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from October 14th through the 20th, it's looking like, again, another period of warm and dry moving in after this cold front. That concludes our briefing for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.